Let me tell you something that might just change the entire course of your life. The battle isn't won in the boardroom. It's not won at the gym. It's not won during the big moments. It's won in the first 60 minutes after your eyes open. That's when the decision is made, to dominate or to drift, to lead or to follow, to rise with purpose or roll over in weakness. Comment, I own my morning if you're ready to take back control of your life. Because here's the brutal truth. If you don't command your morning, the day will own you, and the world doesn't care about your goals. It doesn't care about your excuses. It will bury you in noise, drama, distractions, demands, unless you build a wall of discipline at sunrise. That wall is called your morning routine. You want clarity? Build it in the morning. You want discipline? Cement it before the sun rises. You want power? Generate it with the very first decision you make. Not when it's easy, but when it's dark, quiet, and cold. That's where greatness begins. When no one's watching, when no one's clapping. Most people hit snooze and wonder why they keep losing. You hit snooze, you hit delay on your life. You check your phone. You check out of your own purpose. You start reactive. You stay behind. Let me be clear. Your morning is either a launch pad or a liability, and you get to choose which. A powerful life is nothing more than a series of powerful mornings, repeated until they shape you into someone unshakable. That doesn't happen by luck. It happens by system, routine, intention. The morning is the forge, the place where weak minds melt and strong ones are molded. The only question is, will you show up for it? Stop waiting for motivation. Stop blaming time. Stop hoping life will slow down and give you space. It won't. You create the space, you create the standard. 1 hour, first thing, every day. That's how leaders are built. That's how momentum is born. Win the first hour or lose the whole day. Discipline doesn't begin at the gym. It doesn't start when the meetings begin. It starts in the dark, before the sun, before the noise, before the world can touch you. That's where it lives, in the stillness, in the silence, in the choice to rise when no one's watching. That's where champions are built, not in spotlight, but in shadows. If you wait until you feel ready, you've already lost. Feelings are followers. They follow action. They follow motion. You don't wait for energy, you generate it. You don't wait for confidence, you build it. And it starts with the decision to move, when your body says no and your future says yes. Every morning, you face resistance. That pillow whispers comfort. That phone screams distraction. But your goals, they whisper too. They say, prove you're serious. Not once, every day. Because greatness isn't created in the big decisions. It's created in the small ones. Repeated with fierce consistency. And the smallest one, get up. What you do first thing determines everything. Wake up late, you start behind. Scroll the feed, you feed on noise. Skip the ritual. And you skip the results. Let me be clear. If you want a new life, you need a new morning, not just occasionally, every single day. The successful don't rely on willpower. They rely on design. They build a system that removes the decision. They eliminate friction. Same wake time, same rituals, same commitment. They don't ask, do I feel like it today? They already decided last night. They already prepared to win. You want to be unstoppable? Then start your day like you're already there. Wake up like the life you want is waiting for you on the other side of discipline, because it is. Your morning isn't just a routine, it's a declaration that says, I run my life. I don't wait for it to hand me scraps. So build the morning that builds you. Most people don't start their day. Their day starts them. They wake up late. They're already behind, and they're rushing into life like a car skidding on ice. No traction, no control, just reaction. But here's the truth. If you're reacting, you're losing, because life doesn't reward the frantic. It rewards the focused. You must be the architect of your morning, not the casualty of it. Don't wait for the world to hand you peace. Claim it before the world wakes up. The early morning is your territory. It's unclaimed land. It's where you get to choose chaos or control, drift or direction, mediocrity or mastery. When you don't decide your morning, you've already surrendered your power. You've said, let distraction lead me, let urgency own me. Let comfort define me. But you're not built for that. You're not here to coast. You're here to conquer, and it starts the moment your feet hit the ground. You want clarity? You want purpose? Then build it. Minute by minute, step by step. Your morning should be a sequence, not a scramble. Hydrate, move, reflect, plan. No guessing, no randomness, just control. Because control creates momentum, and momentum creates results. The world will try to hijack your time. Texts, emails, noise. If you don't create a system to guard your first hour, you'll spend your whole day recovering from the first 5 minutes. So don't just have a routine. Own it, build it, reinforce it like a wall that keeps chaos out and lets progress in. This is your edge. Your secret weapon. While others are still sleeping, you're stacking wins. While they're scrolling, you're scripting your day. While they're rushing, you're reigning. This is how leaders live. This is how champions rise. Morning is your battlefield, and victory belongs to the disciplined. Success isn't a lightning strike. It's a slow, steady burn, fueled by small wins stacked early, repeated daily. The reason most people fail isn't because they lack talent. It's because they never learned how to win the small battles. The ones that happen in the morning, the ones no one claps for. Make your bed. Drink a glass of water. Move your body. Read something sharp. Write one goal. These are not chores. These are declarations. Each one is a silent, powerful message to yourself. I run this day. I am in control. I will not be passive. Stack enough of those, and confidence becomes automatic. See, confidence doesn't come from luck. It comes from repetition. Every time you follow through, you cast a vote for the kind of person you're becoming. You're not chasing a dream. You're building an identity. You're not wishing for progress. You're waking up and creating it. The average person waits for momentum. You don't. You generate it with action. Action creates emotion. Emotion creates energy. Energy creates results. It all starts with motion, and that motion begins in the morning. Not after breakfast, not after the meeting. Right now, right when it's hardest. People ask, how do I stay motivated? Wrong question. The question is, how do I stay moving? Because movement builds motivation. Discipline builds energy. The more you move forward, the more momentum moves with you. And once you have it, don't stop. Stack the next win. Then the next, then the next. That's the difference. The average waits for conditions. The top 1% builds habits. They don't need the stars to align. They align their routine with their purpose. That's what you're building now. A rhythm, a structure, a power source. Stack your wins. Stack them early. Stack them on purpose. And the day will have no choice but to obey your lead. You think 5 more minutes of sleep will help? You're wrong. It steals your edge. It softens your will. It trains you to delay life. That snooze button is the first lie of the day. You said you'd get up. You didn't. You broke the first promise. That's how weakness starts. Not in major failures, but in micro abandonments. It destroyed the snooze. Build the standard that says when I say I will, I do. Not because it's comfortable, but because it's non-negotiable. That's how you become someone others can trust, because you trust yourself. Discipline begins with self-respect, and self-respect begins with the first decision of your day. You don't build an elite life with a lazy mindset. You build it by facing resistance and moving anyway. You don't need to want to get up. You just need to do it. Your dreams are not waiting in bed. They're waiting in the gym, in your journal, in your work, and they only show up when you do. You want more income? Start with more intensity. You want peace of mind? Start with personal order. You want unstoppable focus? Then stop waking up like a victim and start waking up like a warrior. Get out of bed like you've got a mission to complete, because you do. Let me be blunt. If you keep treating your mornings like they don't matter, your life will echo that decision. You'll keep chasing results that only come to the committed. You'll keep asking why you feel behind when the answer is staring at you on your nightstand, the alarm you ignored. So tomorrow, don't hit snooze. Hit purpose. Don't crawl into the day. Charge into it. Rise like your future depends on it. because it does. And when you show up with power in the morning, you start building a standard that follows you through every hour, every decision, every result. The world wants your attention before you even stand up. Notifications, headlines, gossip, noise, all screaming for a piece of your mind. And if you don't take control of that space early, you'll spend the day reacting instead of leading. Let me be clear. What you feed your mind first thing is what will shape your entire day. You want clarity? Then stop starting your day with chaos. Don't scroll. Don't watch drama. Don't let someone else's life be the first thing you digest. Instead, go inward. Read something powerful. Write something purposeful. Listen to something wise. Because garbage in, garbage out, but wisdom in, wisdom out. Your mind is a garden, and every morning is planting season. You don't get strong thoughts by accident. You earn them with intention. Feed your mind like your life depends on it, because it does. Ideas matter. Words matter. And the first ones you allow in will build the lens through which you see the world. So here's your strategy. Set a mental diet. 10 pages of a book that sharpens you. 1 quote that grounds you. 5 minutes of reflection. A voice that lifts you, not lowers you. Don't chase information. Pursue transformation. You're not here to scroll. You're here to evolve. And if you ever say, I don't have time, hear this. If you don't have time to prepare your mind, then you don't have time to succeed. Every excuse you make is another inch you give to failure. Cut the fluff. Carve the space. The mind you wake up with is the life you build into. So tomorrow, protect your mental gates. Let strength in. Let clarity in. Let power in. Start with thought, not reaction. Start with learning, not noise. Start with truth, not trend. Because the mind you command in the morning becomes the life you lead in the world. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the strength of your rituals. That's the truth no one wants to hear. Dreams are easy to say. Habits are hard to build. But habits, especially the ones you do before the rest of the world wakes, that's where the real transformation happens. You want to see someone's future. Don't ask about their plans. Watch their mornings. Watch what they do when no one is looking. Do they move with purpose, or do they scramble in survival mode? Because who you are when it's quiet, that's who you really are. And that's what shapes what you become. The world celebrates the outcomes, but it's the rituals that deserve the spotlight. Writing goals every morning, moving for 10 minutes, drinking water, reading a page, saying a prayer. Simple? Yes. But simplicity is power when done consistently. And consistency is how the average becomes elite. Don't confuse routine with restriction. This is not about rigidity. It's about rhythm. It's about setting your own tempo so the world doesn't set it for you. Rituals aren't prison bars. They are protection. They shield you from distraction. They guide you when motivation fades. They lead you back when you drift. And yes, you will drift. You'll miss days. You'll break streaks. You'll feel like it's not working. But champions don't quit the system. They return to it. Again and again, because discipline isn't perfection, it's returning to the pattern, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. So ask yourself this: what is your non-negotiable? What is the ritual that anchors your identity every single morning? Build it, protect it, repeat it, because rituals build rhythm. Rhythm builds confidence, and confidence builds result. The life you want isn't found in a breakthrough. It's built brick by brick in the rituals you repeat. Let me say it one more time, loud and clear. If you win the morning, you win everything. Not because the morning is magical, but because it's yours. It's untouched. It's unclaimed. And what you do with it reveals what you value most. Time doesn't lie. Patterns don't lie. Your morning is your truth. Do you say success matters? Show me the first 60 minutes of your day. You say you're serious about growth, then prove it with how you show up when no one's watching. Because every time you rise with intention, you cast another vote for the future you keep saying you want. Don't wait for motivation. Don't chase perfection. Chase progress. Build rhythm. Build fire. Build the kind of structure that makes you unstoppable. Not because every day feels good, but because every day begins with commitment. No excuses. No drifting. No wasted minutes. Just execution. Design your routine. Protect it like your life depends on it, because it does. You're not here to survive the day. You're here to lead it. You're here to bend it to your will. You're here to create momentum before the world even has a chance to knock you off track. So tomorrow, get up with fire, move with intensity, think with clarity, feed your mind, focus your spirit, and when the world wakes up, let it find you already ahead, already leading, already in motion. That's what the 1% do. They don't ask for power. They build it before breakfast. If you've made it this far, drop 100 in the comments. It shows you are part of the 1% that's improving every single day.